All right, good Friday morning. Today's Friday, December 20th, 2024, just a short 5 days before Christmas. So this is your Friday safety meeting. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. Got David White with me. He also works along with me in the safety department, and we try to do this every single Friday morning. Dave was kind enough and brave enough to come in on Black Friday just a short 3 weeks ago. And, you know, when everybody else was at home full of turkey and desserts, and you got up and got it done for us.
Well, not just me, but Bill came in too, and Bill did a great job up here. It's great having him. And but yeah, we get her knocked out, man. The Black Fridays or whatever it may be, try to have these as much as we can because they're important meetings, no doubt.
Good deal. You gonna be here next week? Friday
I
after
will
Christmas?
be here next week. How about you?
I'll be here. I'll be here, present, ready to go. So we will be live here in Springfield, Missouri, and we will, as always, simulcast at our other locations in Salt Lake City, Utah, and Springfield, and then Salt Lake City, Utah, and Pittston, Pennsylvania. And of course, we are live across all the social media platforms: Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So appreciate our guests that are listening from the future, I guess we would say, but also listening live. Of course, you know, you can always go back and check the archives if you want to go back and watch or listen to some older versions of this. So as always, breakfast is free. So if you haven't ordered breakfast at one of our terminal locations, definitely jump in line. Our team does a fantastic job every week taking care of us hungry trucking professionals. So at each of our locations, let's give those folks a nice round of applause to say thank you. They do such a fantastic job, and I'm always appreciative for free food.
Well, not only that, but not just for the Friday mornings, but throughout the whole year, and especially rolling now. We got our company party coming up here in Springfield, the holiday party. So January 3rd is here, and if you can all make it, but John Blanchett and his staff, they do a wonderful job getting everything ready. And not only that, if you're here and you're on site, you want to go over and eat at Fire and Ice, that's a great place to eat as well. Lunch, dinner. They got fantastic food, and enjoy that because you get, I think it's 20% off on food over there. If you're a Prime associate, you got to have your Prime badge, but you do get a discount over there, and they serve wonderful food over there, and it's always great to enjoy this time of year, have a good time, and all the decorations up around there and all the lights, and fantastic place. So,
I think Decatur was last night. Is that right? Decatur Christmas party was last night, and I think we got one more left. The one here in Springfield, Missouri, as Dave mentioned, on January 3rd. So let's go east first. Let's see what we got with us. I think we got Rick Iford. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning. How's everybody down there? And Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas to you, good sir. We are fantastic. Looks like you got a big crowd up there today.
Yeah, we got 5 of our closest friends sitting up here with us, and they're all ready to go, and they want to hear a good meeting today.
You guys, you included, Dave and Brandon and John and Bill, has put together a fantastic meeting today, so we're really looking forward to it. But, the big thing is this is holiday weekend, so what do you guys got going on there?
It's pretty quiet this week, and but we did have a good orientation class, and like I said, everybody's raring to go. They want to get those CDLs and get out on the road and start making some money.
Well, good deal. So we appreciate what you do. Appreciate you being with us this morning, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Well, give us 1 second. We got Richard Rock over here. He's got some comments he wants to bring out.
Not so fast, huh, Dennis? Good morning.
Yeah, not getting out of this so quickly. Got a couple of things I want to address. And, firstly, for anybody that's coming into the Pittston terminal, make sure as you guys are coming in here, if you're coming in with an empty trailer, you get with your dispatcher. We get that placed with a customer on your way in here. So, we are turning trucks around if they're bringing that empty trailer, and we want to get those staged at our customer so that they can be loaded and ready to use. And on top of that, we want to make sure this is a safe haven so that people have a place to park here. We are moving trailers off the pad or off of the terminal today, moving them down to the pad in the annex area that are down there. So we will have some space here, and the yard looks pretty good right now as we speak. You know, I also want to take just a second and tell everyone that's out there, and they're going to continue to run through the holidays. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for supporting our customers. It's needed. And anybody that's coming out of the house early to jump back out there and get into the freight network, we really appreciate that. And we understand that your home time is very important to you, and we want you to have that time, and we appreciate what you guys do. And I hope you have a happy holidays.
Fantastic message, Richard. Appreciate you being with us this morning, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. And we will see you again soon. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Let's go the other direction.
All right, West. Jonathan Grice is not with us this morning. I think we got our old friend Gage going. You know, Gage used to sit right by me way back in the day. Good morning, Gage.
Did you train him, Dennis? You trained Gage?
A little bit.
You showed him everything he knows.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Gage, how the heck are you?
Man, we're doing so good out here. I'm over here eyeing Brent's steak and eggs, hoping he's going to give me some here in a second. So, but yeah, Dave, I couldn't help but notice you got a little hitch in your step. Everything okay, man?
I think so. It'll work itself out. That's what happens when we start getting a little bit older. You know that? Well, you'll know it when you get there.
Yeah, I just turned 34 last week, so I'm getting there for sure. But, but yeah, we're doing, 34. So we're doing good out here. We had a great Christmas party last week. Thanks for everyone who came out and enjoyed that with us. Just a couple things, you know, we just want to make sure everyone who's heading home for the holidays, just be sure we're getting with your fleet manager on where to drop those empty trailers, you know, whether it be at a customer or secure lot. And those who are out on the road hauling freight, just be sure we are keeping locks on the trailer. Theft is up during the holidays, so we want to make sure our freight's secure, everyone's safe. And other than that, that's really all I got. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to be here. And then if you have any questions after the meeting, I sit right back behind the wall. So come see me if you need anything. Thanks, guys.
You know, hey, Gage, here real quick. You say you just turned 34 last week. How old were you when you started working here?
I just turned 20 when I started working at Prime.
I thought that was about, I was going to say, I remember we couldn't buy you a drink when you first started working here. But, man, that's pretty awesome. 14 years, it's happened so fast. It's almost like you grew up here. So we really appreciate what you do, and thanks for being out there in the western, you know, front. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas.
All right, Merry Christmas to you. Right back here at Springfield, Missouri. Good morning, folks. How are you today? Few little claps. You know, we really got a really excited crowd here today. We've got some new folks as we do at each of our terminals. So if you are new to Prime, this is your first week. If you would stand for just a second to give us an opportunity to properly welcome you to the team at each of our locations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to work with you and either start or further your trucking career. We think you picked an awesome company to go to, but we're biased. You know, guys like, Gage there 14 years. And we had an audit this week, and one of the things that the auditor, each associate that they talked to, one of the first questions that they would ask, how long have you worked here? You know, and, Keith McCoy was, I've worked here for 72 years. And, John Harden was in there. He was 20 plus, you're 20 plus, I'm 20 plus. We had a fleet manager in there that was right at 20. Steve Wutke was in there. He's 40 plus. That type of longevity says something. If we've got some type of scheme or smoke and mirrors or something like that going, good people would get the heck out of here real quick and be like, hey, man, I don't have anything to do with that. But, these good people are here for a long time because they buy in. As some would say, they drink the Kool-Aid. And Robert's vision and this culture you know, it's hard. It's hard to get away from. It's the kind of place I want to work. What about you, Dave?
Yeah, same here. And you know, another thing she said too was the, you know, people, you know, the empowerment we all have, and she was really impressed with that. That we can make decisions. We don't have to go and have committee meetings and this and that. We can make a decision in safety with 3 or 4 of us and get something moving in the right direction. If we see there's something wrong, you know, you see it, you say it, and get it fixed. And that's what it is here. And so we do operate, it's kind of like running a small company, but we're not small. And she mentioned that too. She goes, you guys aren't very small, but she goes, it seems like everybody is empowered to do something, and we are. And she was very impressed with that. And that's what it is here at Prime, you know. And we got a lot of great operators. Same thing, run your business the way you want to run it. We'll give you the tools to be very successful. At the end of the day, it's up to you to do that. And, you know, she's really impressed on that too as well. I want to say before I forget though, happy holidays to everybody as well. Merry Christmas. I love this time of year. It's great. You know, all the lights and people are a little bit more joyful. Not always does that transition out on the road, but, you know, it's great. And I just want to thank everybody for your commitment, for being here, especially all the new folks, Dennis, starting this time of year. It's tough if you got family or away from them, if you got kids, maybe missing a Christmas, maybe missing New Year's, but thank you for your commitment. Thank you for being here and being part of our Prime family, because if without our drivers, Dennis, we wouldn't be anything around here. You and I wouldn't be working here. So at the end of the day, so.
Truer words said. Thank you so much for those comments. You know, we talk about the longevity. We've got some drivers that are sprinkled out at each of our locations that have been here a long time. You know, you can spot them pretty easily. They've got those old gray grizzly beards, or you know, they've got the jacket with the patches just lined up down, or the fancy, you know, leather deals for the 1,000,000-mile drivers. So, you know, for our new folks, seek those folks out, ask them questions. You know, they've been around here just as long as we have. They have bought into the culture. You know, they've had some, you know, some really bunch of ups. They've had some challenges, but it really, at the end of the day, it kind of evens out. And, you know, so talk to those folks about what the experience is like at, you know, that they've had at Prime and even in other trucking companies. You know, sometimes we think the grass is greener someplace else because of whatever reason, and we figure out that, man, you know, overall, you know, we may not be the best in every single category, but man, I'd put our program up against anything out in the industry. So
you're 100% right. You know, and one thing you don't hear around here is that's good enough. It's never good enough. We can always improve in so many different areas, and that's what we depend upon our drivers for. Let us know. Our driver advisory board, extremely important. Our highway diamond ladies, extremely important. All that makes a big difference here, and that's what we want to hear your voices too. If you know, same thing we're talking this morning, we're gonna have a few people come up and talk about safety and different aspects. But if there's a topic you want discussed up here, let us know. We'll find somebody that Dennis and I don't know, which probably a good chance we may not, but we'll get somebody in that department that knows it, and we'll get them up here and we'll discuss that. So, and that's what this meeting's about, and that's why we're very transparent here at Prime. We want to hear what your concerns are. Let us know, and we'll try to make it better for you. And never once heard anybody say that's good enough. It's always, hey, we can improve, we can do better. So.
Awesome. So, you know, you've heard each speaker so far say thank you for the folks that are going to be running over the holiday weekend, and we truly mean that. Thank you so much. One of the things that we see from an industry standpoint, of course, the traffic and the density of the traffic on the highways over the next week or so is going to be up. You know, folks are traveling, you know, to and fro to see family for the holidays. They're rushing, you know, in different parts of the company. There's inclement weather. So this is from a traffic and on the road safety standpoint, this is high alert time. You know, this is extremely high alert time. We got to make sure that we're paying attention, that we're alert 100% of the time, because I guarantee you somebody's rushing to the airport to catch a flight. Somebody's rushing across the interstate because they've got a Christmas party, Christmas function. You know, graduation was this weekend at a lot of institutions. So much going on this time of year. And from a trucking industry, we always see some catastrophic accidents this time of year because, you know, all of those, ingredients put into one pot, sometimes it ends up being really bad.
And you got this people too, like myself, and I think I could throw Dennis in too, that are rushing to the store to buy something because we wait to the last minute to buy our Christmas gifts. So, just remember that people aren't paying attention necessarily for safe driving, and, so we have to compensate for that. So if you see somebody coming out on the interstate and they're weaving a little bit, back off, stay away from them. Don't get involved in that because chances are they're not paying attention. They're worried about what's going on. They may even be worried about what's going on their cell phone or whatever it may be. So just keep your eyes out. This is a dangerous time of year. We don't want anybody involved in any crash, even non-preventables. We don't want that as well. So just stay safe out there, and you're the captain of the ship at the end of the day. So it's your ship to run, and we want you to be safe always. So
be alert. Those some folks have had a little bit too much holiday cheer. Something does happen. Most of you, more than 75% of you at this point has a Netrodyne camera in your truck. Hit that little silver button on the back, on the bottom of that camera device. If something happens, that time stamps it for us, gives us in the safety department immediate notice to go in and look for something that happened. Protect yourself. That's one of the reasons that it's there, to protect you from folks that have made a mistake around you and maybe trying to point that finger. So, we won't go ahead.
No, I was going to get into some safety.
Go for it. That's what I was going to do.
We got a lot
too.
of speakers, so we're up here chit-chatting. But no, this past week we had 163 DOT inspections. That number was very high, surprisingly, but 112 of those were clean with no violations. So 69% clean rate. So give yourself a round of applause. We're right there. Yep. Great job. Don't cut corners this time of year. I know this morning I come out to get in my truck and I park outside our garage, so I had to warm up my truck, and that north wind was howling. It was cold out there, and I could tell Mother Nature has turned on the winter, even though the calendar may not say winter yet, but it's coming. I think tomorrow, isn't it? The 21st? Is that tomorrow?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
winter solstice.
According to the calendar, it'll be winter tomorrow, but it sure felt like it this morning. So that being said, don't cut corners on inspections. When you're inspecting your equipment, inspecting your trailer, making sure everything looks fine. You're looking up underneath. Got to throw on an extra coat or an extra gloves. That's okay. Hat, but don't cut those corners, because if you get stopped for an inspection, that officer's not going to cut corners. He's going to be looking pretty thorough, or she'll be looking at it as well. Very thorough over your equipment. Make sure everything's up and there's nothing broken, no violations, and get a no violation inspection is very good, and it pays you off too as well. So, but we did wonderful this past week, Dennis. Knocked it out of the ballpark again.
I was talking to a former operator earlier this week, and we were just having a general conversation. One of the things we talked about were pre-trip inspections, and right along the same lines of taking shortcuts. It's like, do you do a pre-trip inspection, or at least a walk around every time you get out of the truck? And she's like, honestly, it just kind of depends. If it's cold and dark, I really didn't used to do it. And the other thing that was shockingly surprisingly, she didn't have a flashlight on the truck. How do you do a pre-trip inspection at 5 a.m. with no flashlight? That was a telltale sign that she wasn't doing these on a regular basis. So, if this is you, I understand. I don't expect anybody to be perfect, but, do it right every time. That's how you get these 1,000,000-mile awards. That's how you go all these years without having anything. We don't expect you to be perfect, but go through the way you're supposed to every single time. That's how you get it done.
And that's very true. And, do those trailer pickup inspection reports. If you see a tire and it's got a cut in it, notate it on that inspection report. If you're picking up a trailer and you put that down, then there's document that, hey, you found it on an inspection. We're not going to charge you for that tire at all. Something happens, hey, that you notated that. And and some of you are seeing more call-ins on tires and stuff. Road Assist is putting those in, because if there's damage done to the equipment, and tires one of them, we need to know. We need to know why it happened, what happened, and where did it occur at. And so it's just documented. It's CYA, covering your assets, and that's what it's about. So don't cut corners. Continue doing what you're doing. Those of you that are very successful at this, you know what I'm talking about. But, it is easy this time of year to just do a quick walk around, go, yeah, it looks okay. Maybe have your hammer out or your club and you're pounding the tire, which really doesn't tell us a whole lot, but it looks good at least. But, don't do that. Don't cut those corners. Do a thorough look over all your equipment, including the tires, and that'll save you money. But not only that, save you a problem out on the road. Maybe you'll catch a tire that needs to be addressed right now. Get a hold of road assist before you get rolling, so you don't have a blowout out there on the highway and you're sitting on the shoulder somewhere and waiting for assistance, and nobody wants to do that. So,
and I'll talk Netrodon cameras here for just a second as we'll bring Hannah from our log department up here in just a second. One of the things I look for as we start to grow the number of these devices in the fleet, from a CSA standpoint, I've went and looked back, and I went back to September. We've only had one cell phone write-up with a driver that had the Netrodon device. You know that? One.
I did not. That's awesome.
Just one. And sure enough, we looked at that video, and he did have a cell phone in his hand. And you could even see the cop in his window. But, from the other side, the seatbelts. We've had 0 seatbelt violations from drivers that had the Netrodon device. So, as much as we may have some consternation with it, it's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do.
And we dropped 3% last month to this month in our CSA score, so we're down to a 66. And Dennis, he's predicting we're going to drop another 2 or 3% more next month, and I hope we do. I hope December's even just as good or better, and we'll get down below that intervention, get below 65, and that'll have some impact on us out on the road. So.
And for guys like Steve Wutke, he always tells me, man, and when I show this to these customers, I hate to see that damn red. We drop that 2 or 3% like I predict. It ain't gonna be red no more, brother. It ain't gonna be red no more. So thank you guys so much for your commitment. Accountability is something else, isn't it? When we hold ourselves accountable to do what we're supposed to do, turns out things go the way we want them to go. So great job, Dave. Great job, drivers. Come on up, Hannah, from our law department. After you get done, I'm gonna tell you Merry Christmas and great job too. Now, by the way, Hannah's one of our newer associates. This is her first time up here, so let's give her a round of applause. Give her a little bit of encouragement.
Thank you.
One of the questions we always ask these associates that are in these departments that have to get up here: are you afraid of public speaking? And it's always, nah, man, it's real easy. I do that all the time. Well, now you're here. These lights are shining on you, and no pressure, but there's millions of people watching around the world.
Right. No pressure at all.
No, I'm just joking with you. Good morning, Anna. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? All right, guys. So as you said, my name is Hannah. I'm new to the logs department. I just wanted to get up here and talk to you about some reoccurring things that we're seeing with our department. One of the main things is whenever your truck gets disassociated, we're getting a lot of calls about that. If you are noticing issues with your logs, that could be what the problem is. So if you notice something is not looking right, go over to the dashboard tab in the GeoTab app. If your truck number is connected, it will have your truck number next to the little truck. So if you see that number there, then you're good. If it's not there, you will need to retype that number in. So that's something to look out for. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was the charging of the tablets. So a lot of calls that I'm getting in are truckers overnights, like if they're going into sleeper, they forget to put their GeoTab on the charger. So just make sure that you're charging that up so that whenever you are out of the sleeper, you have charging on your device. So.
Good job, Hannah. So, Hannah and her team over in the log department, they are located in the Plaza building. They sit right behind driver's lineup. And just as busy as you folks have been over the last few months and getting these GeoTab devices, their department has been like a madhouse. You see their desk stacked up with tablets and tablets and tablets. And, more folks have visited the log department in the last 6 months, and I think people have visited in the last 6 years. So that's a great thing. We talk about the CSA numbers as it pertains to, unsafe driving basic, but we are seeing some positive things happen in your department as it pertains to hours and service too. So thank you guys for over there in the log department for your work. Do anybody have any questions for logs? Right over in the back.
She's new. What's her background? Where's she come from? And
All right, there you go. Where'd we steal you from?
You guys stole me from Lakeland Behavioral Health. So I worked at a behavioral health facility before this. Definitely a little bit of a different career path, but I'm really loving the environment here and think it was a good change.
Well, you get to work with people like me now. I mean, it kind of aligns, right?
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Well, good deal, good deal. All right, well, we'll let you off the hook. Great first time. Thank you for being here. We'll see you again next week, right?
Maybe, we'll see.
Man, maybe she needs to work on you a little bit. I think from her background, I don't know.
It's going to take more than one session, Dave. It's
Yeah,
going to
no
take more than one session. All right, what do we got next?
I think next we got our driver health and fitness, Colby and Rachel. And this time of year, man, it's tough.
Man, I've been
We got candy at our desk.
I
and
was
stuff. It's
doing
like we're trying to give
good
it
for
away.
about
It's like,
2 months, and I just fell out. Every day, somebody want to bring in donuts. Somebody bake
Cookies.
something. They want to give you. It's just terrible.
I don't know about that. Like I said, it's the season. So, hey, everybody, good morning. Real quick, Dennis, I was going to say, you're talking about seatbelt violations, things like going down and, accountability and stuff like that. I agree 100%, but I also think it's the respect, right? People start to respect their safety, respect their health. So I think that's a huge part too. So I agree with you. So everybody, good morning. So I'm Colby with Driver Health and Fitness. This is Rachel, our dietitian.
Good morning.
So every week, we got, as I was looking back, Dennis, we've gone over a year now, every Friday and been in front of you a couple different things. So hopefully you've seen value in some of those things. So I appreciate the time we have up here with you guys. Last week we kind of talked about is the power of small habits, right? We talked about different things from like how much a little bit of walking every day can do, what it adds up. You talked about some drivers, right? What's one thing you can say about that we talked about last week, just to hint on again?
Well, on the financial side, we kind of hit on just cooking from your truck can reap the huge financial gains in not a lot of time. We had a driver who on a group call a couple of weeks ago, him and his wife team drive, and they saved $2,000 a month from cooking on their truck. And that wasn't even cooking every meal either. So
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, just small steps like that.
The power of small habits, right? So this week we want to talk about is with Driver Health and Fitness, we believe there is no secret to success, meaning a lot of things, but a couple things up here is like, there's consistency over intensity, right? We talk about workouts, things like that. It's not always getting the most every time, right? It's just the small habits, the things like that. A couple of things to talk about is, progress over perfection. I always talk about that as like grace, right? Like having grace for yourself, like you're making progress. It's the hiccups, the donuts at your desk, like Dennis said, sometimes it's okay, but 12 months of donuts is maybe a bad thing, right? So things like that. But then the last thing we talk about is, fundamentals over fads. I wanted to have you up here to talk about that because that's a big thing we talk about, right? Is the fads or diets and things like that. But what does that mean to you on the dietary side and dietetics?
So with nutrition, it can be really, really tough, and there's a lot of things that can kind of draw people in, like doing like a quick fix when it comes to nutrition. It can be kind of appealing. Like I'm just going to make one broad sweep and all of my, health problems are going to be solved. I'm going to lose a bunch of weight. But unfortunately, what I see the most success with people is whenever you do find that pattern of eating that works for you, and it's different for everyone. It definitely is, but it's not always like, extreme. It's generally not the fad diets. I generally don't see people be successful long-term with fad diets. So if you guys have any questions about that, please come talk to me and we can get a personalized nutrition plan put together for you.
That's perfect. I think that's the whole point you're saying there is that we talk about like on the horizon, far out, right? It's not just about the 30 days, the 60 days. It's a lifetime, the journey. And that's why I said it, the power of Prime through the same thing is it's about a longevity, right? It's not just about the 1 year, it's the career. So now, well, like I said, you guys, we appreciate all of you for everything you do. If we can ever do anything, please let us know. Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Kobe and Rachel. It's always great to have you guys here sharing a little bit of a health tip and making me just feel a little bit better about myself. So what we got coming up next?
Hey, next from our permit department, this time of year, Dennis, our drivers got to be ready because, permits change and if the stickers and all that good stuff. So we got Leanne coming up here from our permit department, and she's going to update us on what's going on. We haven't had Leanne up here in a long time, so
Yeah,
about a year, right?
last year.
So we'll have to maybe use you next week too, or somebody. So, all right. Thank you.
Okay. Well, the IFTA stickers are due again. So if you're here on the yard, we want to encourage you to come see us. We're in the Plaza building, out by driver lineup. And this year we have a little different scenario because we have new hut stickers we need to get to you guys. And there's no grace period on the hut sticker. So if you're going into New York after the first of the year, you will need to have it on your truck. So we need to get those to you as soon as possible because we're running out of time here. You can get it by coming to see us. If you're here on the yard, we do, like I said, encourage you to come see us. But if you're not on the yard, you can have it mailed to you at a address of your choosing, or you can have it sent to another terminal because the hut stickers are truck specific. They're only available in Springfield at the moment. So if you want to pick them up at a different terminal, you would have to request that on the app. And you can do that by going on the app under IFTA sticker request. Now that's going to get you both stickers sent wherever you choose. The one button gets you both stickers. So there was a little confusion on that yesterday. So if you click IFTA sticker request and you can select to have it sent to an address, or you can choose to have it sent to a terminal. Either way, you just enter your info and we'll get that out to you as soon as possible.
All right. Any questions for Leanne? I got one for you.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let's go with this gentleman first.
Are those available for pickup now?
Yes, they are available for pickup now. So yeah, I want to see all of you down there today.
So does the state say give you a break? Like, do they say, hey, we'll let you roll till February 1st before
On
you
the
put
IFTA
it? Or
stickers,
how's that work?
yes. On the IFTA stickers, we have until March 1st. So you have to have them on March 1st, midnight. They need to be on there. But the hut sticker is the one that doesn't have a grace period.
All right, yeah. Make sure you get those because you get written up on an inspection on it, even though it doesn't hit your CSA scores. It will affect you from not getting a clean inspection. So you won't get that $100 or $25 if you're a company driver. So definitely see our permit department before you get out of here, all of you. And those of you listening, let them know. They, you know.
We have another question?
Another question?
Oh, sorry.
We have a question online. Where are you supposed to put these stickers?
The hut stickers will go on the front bumper near the license plate. Some of you may have a metal plate there. If not, you can stick it to the deer guard. And then the IFTA stickers will go on each side of the truck, underneath the door, one on each side, one on the passenger side, one on the driver's side, underneath the doors.
I have another one.
Okay.
Sorry. How long does it take to typically mail these out?
Oh, right now we're using USPS, so we're going to get as many out today as we can. So send in your addresses. We'll get them there by Christmas.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions for Leanne? All right, great job. Thank you. You'll be around after the meeting too?
Yes.
Okay, great. So.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Leanne. Everybody give her a round of applause.
Round of applause. Good job.
You know, Leanne and I were talking before the meeting, you know, it's kind of going back, you know, she's been here for like 17 years, you know, another one of those associates that have worked in various departments that have been here a long time. So we really appreciate, you know, her service to the company. You know, Dave, you mentioned that grace period and gave that deadline. Man, it's not my favorite thing to talk about because, you know, if you tell me I have until December 25th to buy gifts, guess what day I'm going to start to try to buy gifts? December 24th, you know, but so, yeah, you got a little bit of a grace period, but folks, please don't wait. Please don't wait. I promise you that always there's a rush of folks that wait and forget. And now we're into February and now we start to see a rash of write-ups and citations. And, you know, we don't want to put anybody in that situation. You work so hard for your money. Don't give it don't give it away to anybody else because we were right. And then we go back and look, dude was at the yard like 4 times and never went and picked up, the necessary permits and stickers. So please, please, please get it done ASAP. This is not something to put on the back burner. This is not something to get done later. Get it done ASAP.
Good point, man. That's what I was going to say, but you took the words out of my mouth. Good job, D.
All right, what do we got next?
Next, what do we, you know what? I didn't look at my list here, Dennis, like I should have. So I figured you'd have that
I
one.
think we got Amanda and Payroll.
There we go,
next.
Amanda. Yes. How could I forget, man, the Christmas.
Look at that thing. I'm telling you.
There we go.
She came ready. She's got on her red. She's ready.
Yeah.
This is Amanda Cease, and
Ooh, you got it right.
I got it right only because I asked her how to pronounce it yesterday. She works in our payroll department. Everybody's favorite department. One, you guys are the nicest people on earth. Two, you make sure we get paid. So
Yes.
what do you got for us today?
Okay. Hi, everyone. As Dennis said, my name is Amanda and I work in driver payroll. I wanted to come down today and speak to you guys about a few reminders. Next week, due to the holidays, we will have to move cutoff up one day. So for Christmas week and New Year's week, cutoff will be Tuesday, December 24th, and Tuesday, December 31st. So please try to get your empty calls processed, your drops done, and then scan in your trips as soon as you can so we can get those processed for you. We will still process payroll on Friday as normal, so that change won't affect you at all. But if you need to have a lease forgiven payment applied, if you're a lease operator, go ahead and put in that request by Tuesday both weeks. So that way our Success Leasing Department has time to process that. And as we reach the end of the year, you still have time to opt in for electronic tax documents if you have not already. If you haven't received a message and you need to let us know that you haven't opted in, we can send you a message back on how to do that. It is very easy to do on the Prime mobile app, and it gives you immediate access once the tax documents are available in January. So as soon as we have them uploaded, you can go onto the app. You can view them, download them, or email them. You'll have access all year round. You'll have access to previous years. And you won't have to worry about it getting lost or stolen in the mail. So it's a great option. Just make sure that you get that done as soon as possible so we have time to process your request. And then last reminder is don't forget to communicate with us. If you need to reach out, send us a message, give us a call, come see us if we're on site at the terminal that you're at. We want you to have that connection with us, with logs, with payroll, with road assist, with your fleet manager. Don't hesitate to reach out. We're here for you. We are part of your team. So please let us know if you have any questions.
All right. Any questions for payroll? I got a quick question for you.
Okay.
Look at you, got nervous, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Was there a bonus that was paid out today? Or?
Yes. Yeah. The Merry Christmas bonus. I'm not sure if the information is available on the app yet. They're going to work on that today. So you should see your Merry Christmas bonus on your paycheck or your settlement. That is just a bonus from Prime and Robert to everyone for the Christmas season.
All right. I love free money. Yes.
Yeah.
One thing I love more than free food is free money.
Correct. Yep.
All right. So it looks like we got a question here in the back.
We've been asking everybody else how long they've been at Prime. How long have you been here?
I have been here 12 years now.
There's another one of these folks kind of like Gage. You start when you're like 12 years old.
Basically 18.
Yeah. So start them out young, train them right. Next thing you know, this is what you have. Diamond right here. So thank you so much, Amanda. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Happy holidays.
Awesome information right there, man. Payroll. Nothing better.
Man, yeah. Well, free money. Let's do
is.
it. Yeah. All right. What do we got next?
I think next we got up fuel update. We haven't heard from Mr. Sam Messick in a while.
I know. I haven't seen him.
Where's he at? Is he here today?
There he is.
There he is. Who's that guy coming up with him? What's his name, Dennis?
Here
we go.
A long time ago, one of the guys hosting the meeting called this dude Darren, and his name is not Darren, it's Devin, and I knew that. So good morning, Devin. How are you?
I'm good, Dennis. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I just had one quick reminder to go over real quick before I turn it over to Sam and Dan to talk about the fun stuff. One of the things that we've been seeing here recently is whenever our drivers will go up to the fuel pump and they'll get their, get through their transaction, get their fuel, and then they'll take off from the pump, and another operator from who knows what company will come up behind them, and they will also fuel, and it will be the charge of our driver, unfortunately. So one of the things I just want to remind everybody real quick, whenever you're doing a fuel transaction, just make sure that you've taken all the steps to make sure the transaction's complete. Make sure on the little keypad that it says transaction complete or thank you for shopping with us or it's reset or whatever it's done. Just make sure that it's completely closed out. If you're able to get a receipt and make sure that, you can see what the charges are on there. But other than that, that's all I have. So I'll turn it over to Sam and Dan for the fun stuff.
Thank you, Devin. Yeah, not making sure that your transaction is complete. If you don't, it's an expensive way to pay it forward. I can promise you. It might be $1,000 pay it forward bill if you're not careful. But yeah, Dan Payton from Loves is in with us today. So, man, I've known Dan I always know how many years I've known Dan, because if you walk by my desk, every year the Loves family sends out Santas to all of their customers. And I have 9 Santas on my desk. So if you come by, you got to see them. They're all different every year. They're kind of cool, creative. But so I've known you for 9 years, Dan, based off the 9 Santas. So, but Dan was just telling me a little bit ago, Dan has been a huge partner of Prime. I guess Dan has been working with our business since 1988. 88. That was 3 years before I was born. But so no, Dan's been around the business for a long time. And obviously the Loves folks do a fantastic job servicing your business, Prime's business. So Dan, thank you very much for what you all do for our business. And thanks for being here. I don't know if I think you had a couple things you wanted to say to our drivers.
The biggest thing I want to say is thank you. Loves is very, very blessed to have Prime drivers as the #1 fuel vendor. So we appreciate that. Our companies are a lot alike. Because if you look at, we lost Mr. Love a couple of years ago, but his favorite time was to go to the stores to visit our employees. And actually, I try to watch a safety meeting every Friday. May not be live, but I'll watch it throughout sometime during the week. And what Prime offers you is huge. I mean, I've been in this since 1988, and there's very, very few companies that treat their drivers and give them the facilities that you have and the equipment and everything else. So, but the biggest thing is thank you, happy holidays, and sometime we'll figure out where we've got a little time, and I'll sit down with every one of you for all day if I have to. But just thank you very much. We appreciate it, and happy holidays, and be safe.
Dan, you all very much do align with our philosophy, right? Which is Robert preaches respect, right? And treating others the way you want to be treated. And I don't know about you all, but when I am traveling, I would say that the facility that treats me best whenever I go in is a Loves facility. The people are generally always very professional, very kind, very friendly. So that means a lot to us, and we appreciate very much the way that you respect and treat our Prime family every day. You see our folks more than we do a lot of the time. So it's a home away from home for our fleet. So we appreciate it very much. Loves is doing a lot of good things, obviously, continuing to build locations, adding a lot of wash locations into the networks. We're continuing to encourage them to do more of the same. But any questions for Dan while we have him up here, feel free. We'll be around just after the meeting if you want to mention anything to Dan that you would like to see Loves work on or focus on. But anything real quickly before we get out of your hair?
Good or bad, I don't care. I mean, I'm a big boy. I can handle all the bad stuff too. So parking, I think this year, Steve, we opened up, I think today or yesterday, we opened up our 25th location of the year. Gonna do about the same next year. I think the biggest one I looked at the sheet was like 156 parks in a location, but we generally try to do 82 and up. And then some of the smaller ones on a highway, just a highway will have 50. But yeah, that's a concern. And, we realize it just like you guys realize it, that we need that. But, nothing against our competition, because our competition is great. I mean, they're great operators, but we're about the only ones that are going out and building facilities. And as you guys know, I mean, I think I looked at it. We did like 20 strategic remodels last year of older stops that just came in and completely gutted them. Some we're doing from tearing them down and rebuilding them. If anybody's ever on I-30 in Prescott, Arkansas, and I'm from Arkansas, so I've got a lot of friends that go back and they're like, you got two locations right next to each other. Well, we were going to tear the other one down, but it's a busy location, so we'll just go in and remodel the old one and then, and keep the new one up and going. So, but yeah, parking is a concern for everybody. And Loves works with ATA and TCA to try to make it the best for the drivers.
The thing that we love most about your parking is that it's free for good, loyal customers. So we appreciate free parking
Frank
for
Love,
the industry.
Frank Love
So
uses the Southwest. His bags fly for free, so drivers should park for free.
We
And
agree.
I'll never say that we'll never go to paid parking, but for the immediate future, no.
we're glad to hear that. We got a question.
Yes, so last year it was guaranteed.
Okay.
Last year it was guaranteed that the fuel was going to be treated nationwide for winter. Is that a guarantee this year again?
It is, and that's one thing. But I think we're with Power Service this year, and I think last year too. We have a gentleman, and that's all his job is fuel quality. And don't want to say this, but I will. He's a nerd, and because he really digs down deep into every fuel quality. I mean, and he'll get into a fight with us on the phone if we call and say, hey, this happened, and he's like, no, that's wrong. They had to get fuel other places. So, but yes, we do treat it. We do not upcharge. And that's the one thing that the Loves family wanted to make sure is to give you the best quality fuel. We don't need to upcharge it.
And we've put some info out on the app about treatment procedures at all of the truck stop partners too. And it sounds like we've got one question up in Pittston to wrap us up.
Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to thank you for all the loves out there, and I've always received the best possible reception out of all the truck stops I can say, arguably for the last 3 years. But I do have a question. Why don't you have more location on East Coast? Because I barely see any East Coast location.
No, so yeah, the question was why not more locations on the East Coast? Land's expensive up there, Dan, from what I last saw.
Land's expensive, and excuse me, I've been around here since 1988, so I'm getting hard of hearing too. But East Coast property is very tough, expensive. Permitting is tough. It's like the state of California. The West Coast. I shouldn't single out California, but we've had locations in California for 10 years that we just can't get permitted. So that's probably the main reason for the East Coast is just the price of the property.
So we'll continue to push these folks to expand everywhere they can, but we'll get out of your hair. Thank you very much for the questions. Merry Christmas to everybody, and thank you very much for all you do for Prime.
Thank you.
Always good to have those vendors here on site and having those conversations and creating those and establishing those relationships. So thank you guys so much. Continuing with the vendor approach, we go from Dan at Loves to Van at Peterbilt. So come on up, Van. Good morning to you.
Morning, how are you?
Doing fantastic.
Morning, everybody. Merry Christmas. They asked me to come up today to talk about dealerships and what's coming for the next couple of weeks. Christmas and New Year's both fall middle of the week on Wednesday. So what we're going to see, what we see when we have this kind of holiday is, so you're going to have, the dealer's going to have half of their technicians taken off the first half of the week, the other half taken off the second half of the week. So essentially you're going to have 2 weeks of dealer land being understaffed. They're also going to have more trucks than average because people are coming home for the holidays. Trucks don't like cold weather, so trucks are going to go down. So we're going to inundate the dealers with more work and less people to do the work. So the idea here, you do not have to be the dealer, try not to be. We try to use our terminals for as much stuff as we can. Try not to get stuck at a dealer. Obviously, we don't get to pick when a truck breaks. So if you're there, you're there. We will road assist, and I work with road assist. I don't work for road assist. I actually don't work for Prime. I work for Peterbilt and TLG to help Prime and to help the road assist keep you guys rolling. But we will do everything we can to get you in and out of the shop through the holidays. But if we can avoid the maintenance issues there and come to the terminal, kind of make other arrangements, talk to your road assistant. We don't end up at a place we don't want to be for 14 days. We don't need to be there. The other thing is we've been up here a few weeks now talking about winter prep. One of my big things is, as fuel gel is easier to prevent and cheaper to prevent than it is to recover from. So if you think you need fuel gel or anti-gel in your fuel, you probably do. Don't wait till it's cold to put it in. Put it in before you get to the cold weather. You don't want to wake up in the morning and go, crap, it's 10 degrees below zero and I forgot to put the fuel gel in. And then you're $1,000 into getting a technician out there trying to ungel your truck. Everybody else in that same parking lot's gonna be doing the same thing. So it's better to try to prevent it than it is to recover from it. And if y'all got any questions, I sit back here, I sit down with leasing every day. If you ever need me, come down there, ask questions, get my cell phone number from Road Assist, whatever. We'll do what we can to get you through the cold weather and the holidays.
All right, anybody got any questions for Vane real quick? Letting you off the hook, brother. Merry Christmas to you.
Easy room.
All right, let's give him a round of applause.
And that's what's great here, Dennis. We got Van back there with leasing. We got Dennis with Freightliner back there. We got Chad. Man, they got them all lined up. So if you ever have any questions on your truck, they're about 15, 20 feet from safety, but they're right with leasing, right on the edge. Go back there and talk to them. They'll help you out. They help us out on a lot of stuff. So,
when we always talk about, it's Driver Appreciation Day every day, it's the little things like that value added services. Man, if you got a question, a concern about a specific OEM, man, we got them right here to have that conversation with you. So,
yep, no doubt.
All right, you and I were having a conversation here earlier this week about how difficult it is for our fleet managers this time of year. And we talked a little bit about some of the challenges, the constraints of home time, profitability, the weather, the traffic, sometimes appointments cancel, appointments change, and that could potentially change somebody's, plans. One of the things I don't miss about being a fleet manager, and there's a lot of things I do miss about it, but one of the things I don't miss about it is navigating this holiday season. So, whenever I see a fleet manager this time of year, hats off to them. I know what you go through. So I'm going to bring Ryan Blankenship up here. He's kind of going through it literally as we speak. I guarantee you he's got some messages probably on his phone, on his email, his Qualcomm, So first and foremost, this is Ryan Blankenship, man. We're going to thank our drivers as we always do, but man, I'm going to just take a quick minute to say thank you to our fleet managers for then you got that damn safety guy throwing this camera junk into the mix to make it even more difficult, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely chaos. Sometimes it's organized, a lot of times it's not, but we get through it. It's fine. Thanks for all the speakers today. I really kind of felt like everybody's speaking directly to me with these donuts, and then especially my daughter telling me last night, "Hey, Dad, you got a baby in your belly?" Shoot, no. So I don't know. It's fine. The holidays will be fine. Kids will be what they are, but it's a good time. Thanks everybody here today. The new PSD students and stuff. If you're in the room, you've really made maybe the best decision of your life. So welcome aboard. Good luck moving forward and so forth. Probably the biggest piece of advice right now is, well, I don't know, there's a lot, but for sure it's double checking appointments. Guys, we operate on military time. If your appointment says 032, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Make sure we don't screw up our appointments leading up to the holidays, because I promise you, it'll probably be somebody out there. Hopefully it's none of our guys at Prime, but there will be some that appointment pushes from the 23rd to the 26th, and that might screw up your Christmas holidays. So please don't be that individual. Double check your load assignments, make sure your appointments, make sure you're straight on those appointments, triple check your trip plans, make sure we're good from those standpoints. If you are going home to the house, biggest piece is make sure that financially you're being responsible at home, okay? Unfortunately, there's a lot of folks out there that maybe you can't afford home time this time of year. There's going to be plenty of freight to move. If you are at the house, but you feel like, hey, things just feel a little funny, maybe I should come back. Hey, get with your fleet manager. Let's reload on the 26th. Let's get back to the house on the 30th. You can still get Christmas in. You can still get New Year's in. There's going to be plenty of opportunity in the marketplace to make that happen. You know, as of last week, I think we were coming up short on some availability on options. I would expect that trend to continue over the next, 2 weeks or so. So please take that opportunity. Generating an extra $1,500 in revenue in between the holidays will be a lifesaver. I promise you that. First quarter of the year here coming in January, it's just historically a little soft. Okay. When you're reloading from the house on January 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, okay, it's going to take some time to dig out if you've just been at home for 2 or 3 weeks. Hopefully you did the right thing and listened to me about 12 weeks ago when I was up here and you started that emergency fund, and if you are at home, hopefully you've got that e-fund built up so that way you can pay your truck, but also make sure your bills are paid here come January, February. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, please get with your fleet manager. We've mentioned winter driving already this morning, but I'll touch on that. You will not, or maybe I should say should not, ever receive any pressure from our safety department, from myself, a fleet manager, maybe it's a night guy, weekend, whatever it might be. You will not receive that pressure. If you do, get with your fleet manager. I promise you, I will get that addressed. My team will get that addressed. But you're the captain of your own ship. Okay. If it's unsafe, please stop. All we ask is that you communicate. All of our customers just ask the same thing. To touch on driver development, just real quick, we talk about that a lot. I know that we got a lot of trainees and stuff at home. If you are a trainer that's currently at the house and you want a trainee here come January, please touch base with your fleet manager. Chances are we can get you paired up, a couple days or a week in advance. That way you guys know what you're doing and you can stay in contact with that trainee. I know we're short on time. So that's, I think, all I got. Let's see if there's anybody out there that's got any questions, or out in Pittston or Salt Lake City, wherever we're at.
No questions for the fleet manager? Good to go.
All right. Thanks, Dennis. I'll
Ryan,
hang
thank
out.
you for what you do. Let's give him a round of applause. Really solid meeting today. If you don't take anything away from today, you're the captain of the ship. Don't push it. Make sure you double checking appointments. You don't want to be pushed out from the 23rd to the 26th or later. Make sure you pick up necessary permits and stickers while you're at the terminal. And of course, Merry Christmas.
There you go. And communicate with your fleet manager. Definitely. That's one of the biggest areas right there is communication. Let them know if you're going to take time off, how much time, and stay in contact with them so they know if something changes. You want to get out a little bit earlier. They can maybe get a load for you, get you rolling quicker, get a trainee, whatever it may be. But communicate, no doubt.
Public service announcement, and I'll say this on behalf of all fleet managers, current and former, communicate what time you're coming back to work, and whatever time you tell your fleet manager, be ready. It's just real frustrating that, hey man, you said you'd be ready on the 26th and you're not answering the phone on the 26th. Now it's the 27th. Still can't find you. So that week off turns into 2, and next thing you know, we got some issues. So just be sure to clearly communicate what you got going on, what the expectations are. Everybody will be good.
So if you got any questions, your Prime mobile app, GeoTab, whatever it may be, right over to my right, your left is Brianne, and Richard will be joining her here in a minute. They're there to answer questions. If you want to come up after the meeting, see them. They'll take care of that for you. So what do you think?
I've got on Jason red.
You kind of got a little bit red, better than last time. You had a blue sweater,
I did
so
the
that's
best I
good.
could. I did, it was a little hectic around the house. Laundry ain't, I'm not doing my part. My wife is doing all the work. It is what it is. I did the best I could.
That's okay.
But
we'll keep you.
And I appreciate you keeping me around. But we wear red on Fridays, RED, and it's especially a good time of year to say that prayer, give that thought, whatever you do, to the folks that are deployed and defending our freedom. So if you served in the armed forces, if you would just stand for just a quick second to give us the opportunity to say thank you and honor you. You know, a special thank you to those families of the folks that are defending our freedom, that are using FaceTime and, you know, texting and phones to communicate with their loved ones that are out serving. So thank you too. So Steve Wutke, come on up here, man. It's been a
good meeting right
good
here.
meeting.
Yeah, man.
What do you got for us?
Well, a couple things. First of all, around here, we say we're all in two areas together. We're all in safety and we're all in sales, customer service. So when you go out of here, safety is number one. It will always be number one. Customers, they're not just ours, they're yours. And they're paying you 52 weeks a year to handle their freight. And they do, in fact, expect us to step up and move some freight over the holidays. I know that's a challenge. I know it's hard. And some of you already made decisions to get with your families, and that's awesome. We understand that. No ill feelings about it at all. Just try to plan so you can pick one up, deliver it, get through the house. As Ryan said earlier, maybe you choose to go out after Christmas, make one more run and get back for New Year's Eve. So just think like that. We need to try to protect our customers as best we can during the holiday season. Nobody does it better than you all at Prime. We're the first ones out, we're the last ones in. And we're usually the last one backing in to get unloaded when a customer needs their product. So I thank you, appreciate everything you do. For those of you that have already chosen to run out there, as Ryan said, there's going to be freight because a lot of people have already started heading to the house. And we're going to get a lot of demand. So we'll keep you busy. You know, Robert has created a little bit of a bonus situation where I think we're investing like $250,000 through awarding people through a drawing if you stay out and run during the holiday season. So you have a chance to really get a nice hit. And not many companies do that. In fact, I don't think there's another one that we compete with that does what Robert does to encourage you all to stay out and to reward you for staying out. Along with that, we have some of our customers that are already giving us bonus dollars on some of the freight that we're handling. Your fleet managers will know who those are, so feel free to talk to them about it. And we got to still deliver the service. That's part of the deal. To collect the money, we still got to get on time delivery. So please keep that in mind. I appreciate you all very, very much. I want you to be safe. I want you to enjoy the holidays as best you can. And I'm going to let El Jefe here, who's created this bonus money for you all to participate. I'm going to get in, right? Do I get in?
No, you're not in.
I'm not in.
You're not in. Unless you want to go out there. You got a CDL?
Yeah, well, I could be trained pretty quick.
Okay, or you could just fake it.
Yeah,
and put you on some loads, and yeah,
let's roll.
Then you get in. These customers do take care of us year round, and for the most part, you know, in this economy, there's been a lot of capacity out there, and you know, we understand they have businesses to run. They have to run them the best way they can. We have one customer in particular. I'm not going to mention any names, but I do have a shirt on today. It's Tyson. Okay, I'll say it. It's Tyson. You know, they are giving us $300 a load additional for that. Was it a 8-day period, Jim? 7 days.
7.
For 7 days during the holidays. Starts the 23rd. 22nd and runs through 28th. $300 a load. Now that $300 is not going into your revenue. It's going to you. Company driver or owner operator, lease operator is going to go, I'm not taking 28%. You know, I love 7228, but here the right thing to do is to award all that money that Tyson's given up to you. So, you know, we have a lot of customers to take care of, and we want to take care of all of them. But we do want to recognize, you know, individual customers that have stepped up
and really showing their appreciation for your service and your sacrifice during the holidays. So please keep that in mind. We have some other customers, as Steve mentioned, that there's going to be some money out there. Your fleet managers know who that is. And, you know, please try to take care of that, those guys too. And take care of all our customers, because January will come. These customers have long memories. And, you know, we want them to be with us month in and month. It's a compelling time. Again, Steve mentioned it. We want you to be with your families. Hopefully, you know, the ideal situation would be pick up a load, take it to the house, get it secured at home, then deliver it after Christmas, maybe get another one on, and pick up 600 or whatever might be available out there. So with that, I just wish you, you know, most sincerely, you know, a blessed Christmas holiday. I truly appreciate what you do. You know, if you're home or if you're on the road, we love you either way. God bless each of you. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
That's close to right. I'll give you that.